stacked. It's a lot of great fights, a lot of fights that mean something.
Yeah, Robbie Lawler's always been one of your personal favorites. Is it kind of fun for you to see this guy finally get to where we all thought he could be a long time ago?
Yeah, you know, like I said, a lot of different times, he's matured a lot as a fighter and as a person, and he wants his title bad. And and I love Johnny Hendricks too. So either way, it's fun fight, and their style of fighting is going to be awesome.
Dana, can you talk about the implications in the welterweight division? There's been talk that Condit might be next.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Just kind of break it down.
Well, it's obviously, it's a great card with great fights, but there's a lot of great fights at 170 on this card too. So, yeah, I think pretty much anybody who's fighting on this card, they come off looking great and exciting. Anybody can get a shot.
Yeah, because Carlos and Tyron have kind of made it seem like they feel like they're guaranteed a #1 contender fight. Do you think that's a little premature to say that?
There's no guarantees anywhere ever in life. So they're gonna have to come out and perform, and we'll see what happens.
Is this fun? Because for so long, George St. Pierre ruled this division, and now it seems like it's wide open.
Yeah, it is wide open. Anything. If you look at the fight with Johnny Hendricks and George St. Pierre, normally you'd be like, Johnny Hendricks. A lot of people thought Johnny Hendricks won that fight. I thought Johnny Hendricks won that fight, and you'd be like, Johnny Hendricks is probably going to win. Johnny Hendricks is probably the toughest guy at 170, but the stylistic matchup here between him and Robbie Lawler, anything is possible. It's an exciting fight.
Are you getting any feeling from George? Like Ron said, it's fun that he's not here. It kind of breathes fresh life, but are you getting any feeling from him that maybe he'll come back now that it seems like the tide is changing a little bit towards the things that he was wanting to change?
The tide? No, that's not why he's gone. That's not why he's gone. He's not gone because of TRT or any of that stuff. He's gone because he had personal problems that he needed to deal with. A lot of that stuff got blown out of proportion, and he's gone because of the reason he sat down with me and Lorenzo that night and told us he was leaving. That's why he's gone. Is it fun for George St. Pierre to be gone? I mean, no, I wouldn't say that it's fun for him to be gone, but the welterweight division is exciting right now, and when George does come back, whoever's standing there will be fun. It will be a fun fight.
So when you say win, I guess that means you feel pretty confident he will.
I know for a fact he will. Yeah.
Have you talked to him?
I haven't talked to him. Text him. I mean, we text. He said, thanks for all the things you said in my documentary. I said, pleasure, no problem. That's the most, that's all we've said to each other since the last time we talked.
How was Mexico, Dana?
It was awesome. When does Mexico suck?
I don't know.
Never.
You
It was
were
great.
With Jamie Pollack. I don't know what you guys were.
Down there working on some stuff.
He told us the top finale is going to be in November. That sounds like the plan is.
Yep, if that's what he told you, that's the plan. I can't talk about this because I don't know what was released and what wasn't, and what we're talking about and what we're not.
Well,
So Jamie would be the guy to ask. We're doing lots of things in Mexico. We're finally opening everything up down there that we wanted to do. It's a great time for us right now. I'm so excited about Mexico.
well he released officially that you guys are going to start shooting in spring from the next week. I don't know.
Did we release that?
Yeah, he
Then it's
said
true.
officially. But we haven't seen anything from the tryout. So what do you expect from the Ultimate Fighter next week?
What do I expect from it? Well, we found some good talent already, and the tryout should bring a lot more that we don't know about, just like the United States does, and other parts of the world when we do the tryouts.
And Velasquez and Verdum still like the best option for coaches, or
Who?
Velasquez and Verdum, or you have any?
Yeah. Why? What did we say? What do we say we're doing?
He said that, and he said that he wants to fluent Spanish, which is not easy because we have a lot of Mexican Americans, but not many fluent Spanish coaches.
Right, but if we can do it in Brazil, in Portuguese, and other people watch, I mean, we could pull it off there too.
Shields comes in at number 6, Lombard number 12. Those guys, just like you said, they put on a good performance. Could they be in the mix too? Can you talk about that?
I don't know. I'm not making another fight after this fight yet. I want to see what happens with this fight, and we'll go from there.
How about the matchup? Stylistically,
I love it.
Cool.
Love the matchup. You know, it's funny. Every time Jake Shields goes in against somebody who's a good striker and has knockout power, they're all like, "Oh, Jake Shields is going to get knocked out." The guy never does. The guy always, his stand-up. When you look at his stand-up, it doesn't look like he has the greatest stand-up in the world, but These stand-up guys can't knock him out and can't beat him.
And Lombard, he had a couple bumps in the road in his UFC debuts. He's kind of coming into his own too.
Yeah,
Talk about him.
he seems back on track. He looks great at 170, and I'm excited for that fight.
What do you like about Johnny Hendricks, and what do you think would make him a great champion of the UFC?
I like everything about Johnny Hendricks. He's a great guy. He's a hard worker. He's one of these fighters that goes out there and tries to finish fights. He's exciting to watch. I don't know how many more good things. He's a great guy. He's
handsome.
Handsome. All right, I got one thing that I don't love. Is his beard. I'm not a big beard fan, but other than that, everything else is great about
You're
Johnny.
going to go New York Yankees manager and try and make people shave their beards in the UFC?
No, actually the commission is supposed to do that. If a beard is out of control, the commission is supposed to make them shave it or cut it, and that's the way it works in boxing. For some reason, not around here. No offense to any bearded men in the back there.
What do you expect from the main event? Do you expect it to go to full length, or do you think it's going to end early?
God, the main event? I mean, that thing could be over in the first round, or it could go 5. Who knows? Either way, it's going to be exciting. No matter what that fight does, whether it's 1 round or 5 rounds, it's going to be an exciting fight. They're both guys who go for the kill. Robbie Lawler always puts himself in harm's way, looking for that knockout, and Hendricks is the same way. I don't see this being a wrestling match, not even close, even though they're both wrestlers.
Diego Sanchez on this card, he told us yesterday he's going to be more technical. He's not going to be a brawler anymore. That he understands he can't continue to fight like that. Do you believe that for 1 second, that he can change into a technical fighter?
I do. I've seen guys do it before. Manny Pacquiao turned into a technical fighter. Many other guys did, but Diego Sanchez is a warhorse, man. If they get into an exchange, that's what he does. He's gonna start. And listen, you can sit there and say, you want to be more technical. You don't want to. You can't have too many of those fights. Fighting that style is what got the knockdown in the fight against Gilbert Melendez. That style of fighting. He's an in-your-face, doesn't stop, keeps constant pressure on you. He's like fighting a zombie, man. I mean, when you're in there with him, he doesn't go down. He won't stop. He's unbelievable. That's part of the fun of Diego Sanchez and part of what's made him so successful.
Yeah. Ronda Rousey's name was mentioned all this past few weeks or whatever. And I know you said, hey, she's out of the country on vacation, but it just seemed like there was a little too much for there to be nothing there. Is there any update you can give us at all as to what's going on?
There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing going on.
So pure speculation and rumors and nothing there. The smoke, there's fire, right?
Joe Rogan said something on a radio station, and it blew up from there. That's it. I talked to Rogan, he apologized, and there's nothing there.
I'm going to go to a stand-up.
If Toronto were to come in, a lot of people were like, oh, they would do a catchweight fight for her. Would you ever consider doing a catchweight
I wouldn't do a catchweight.
It'd have to be a 135.
Yep. Would not do a catchweight.
Something else came out about Rousey today. I literally just read it, that she's having some legal issues with her management.
Mm-hmm.
Were you aware of this?
Yeah, I knew that.
Is there any possibility that legal battle could prevent her from going in the cage, or it doesn't affect it that way?
Doesn't affect it that way at all. No, that's between them. That has nothing to do with us.
I heard that Holly Holm might actually be in town this week for this event. Do you have any intention on
Does she
meeting with
live
her or
here?
talking to her? I didn't know she lives Albuquerque. She lives in Albuquerque.
Oh, Albuquerque. Okay. Maybe she's going to be here then. I don't know. Yeah, I'm meeting with her this week.
Any advance notice on what you think might
Don't
occur
know.
out of that?
Never met him. Nothing. I'm going to meet him this weekend and see what happens.
Sold out Houston, you're sold out Dallas now. Texas MMA, for real, you're going to be back here.
It's awesome. Yeah. I mean, MMA in general. We just sold out the O2 in London. Sold out here. Sold out in Houston. We're sold out in Baltimore. Things are cracking. Things are good. Mexico's going great. I mean, just everywhere is just, it's been an unbelievable year already.
Then in University in Mexico, you saw the new venue?
Did I see the new venue? I didn't. I didn't. Craig did, and Jamie Pollock did. Craig Borsari and Jamie Pollock saw it.
Talked to Nick Diaz yet?
Nope. Yeah, they'll call me.
What do you expect of the Mexican fighters in this event? What do you expect?
What do I expect from Mexican fighters?
Yeah.
I think that since the beginning of time, Mexican fighters have dominated those lighter weight classes, and I think as this starts to get more popular throughout Mexico, I think you're going to see that again. Mexicans are born fighters, and they love it, and I've always been very interested in that market.
Do you have any?
It makes so much sense for us.
Do you have any communication with Velasquez? Is he ready to train
With Kane?
He's going to be ready to train in the summer. Is November a good date for him?
I know he's still going through therapy, and I think he will be ready by summer to start training, as far as I know.
Last time you told me that you're not going to Mexico without Kane.
We're not.
So
as soon as he's ready, we're going to Mexico.
Is this year or?
Yeah, we'll go this year. This year, unless something bad happens.
Yeah, planning this November. Make the event.
It could be November.
You think Mexico City would be the first stop? Yeah.
Yep.
Any closer location?
I want to do it in Cabo, but Mexico City probably makes more sense.
Any closer on a location for Chael and Vanderlei? We keep hearing maybe Sao Paulo. Is that done or any closer?
With who?
Chael and
No, it's not
Vanderlei?
done yet. It's not done yet. I got to get that done this week too, or next week. Probably get that done next week.
Dan, Carlos had mentioned he'd like to see title elimination fights be 5 rounds. That way you can prove you can actually handle 5 rounds before getting a shot at the actual title. Johnny, Tyron, they're against it. They feel like it should be saved purely for either championship rounds should just be 4 champions. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Johnny. I think you go championship rounds or 5 rounds, or if you're main eventing, obviously, on some of these cards. But I don't know. I mean, that's all.
Yeah, that was Johnny's next criticism. He said the fight nights, main events,
Right.
get 5 rounds, and they shouldn't deserve it. His first 5-round fight was against Chesney.
Interesting theory. I mean, I don't know. Let me change that today. Let me get on the phone.
I'm just curious.
No, I don't know. There's a lot of guys that don't like to fight 5 rounds, and there's guys that do. I like 5-round fights, depending on the fight. There's some you wish were 2 rounds.
Any word from Alistair Overeem and wants to fight?
No, Alistar was supposed to. I think Alistar was coming into Vegas this week, but I left Vegas, so we couldn't hook up. I think it was this week. We haven't talked other than that.
Hey Dana, what's the update on the commissions for TRT? Are they starting to follow suit with Las Vegas?
I don't know. I mean, we do. We'll follow Vegas, so pretty much everywhere we go, we're gonna no TRT exemptions. California did. Anybody else?
Not yet.
No. Yeah, it'll happen. I think it'll all happen. It makes sense.
Are you pretty happy to get this all behind? I mean, or at least you're close to getting it all behind. It
Relieved.
seems.
It's all behind me now. TRT is the monkey that is off my back now.
But it seems like the thing is, it's great to get the
I'm
ban.
just tired of fucking talking about it.
Right. But
It was a crock of shit anyway. At the end of the day, we got 500 guys under contract. 5 guys now can't get exemptions. It was never rampant in the sport. It was 5 guys out of 500 that are under contract.
Would you still like to see increased testing frequency? Because that seems to be it. Like, it's great that we're getting rid of it, but it doesn't do anything if you don't test.
Always going to be something, man. Last week I was somewhere and the guy started terrorizing me about marijuana. I'm like, is that what we're going to fucking talk about now? Now it's marijuana, now that TRT is gone. Just, you guys need something to talk about. TRT was fun, wasn't it? Oh, that was fun. You could write 6-7 page stories about it and Vitor, and now it's gone. What's next, guys? What is next?
Marijuana.
Marijuana? All right. Or the extra testing for TRT, or the...
Do you have any updates on a main event for the July 4th show?
The main event for the July... No, I don't think so. No.
International Fight Week goes through Sunday this year
Yeah.
in July. Rumors that maybe a tough finale or something
we
like
announce
that.
that?
Well, it hasn't been announced yet. But if you want to go ahead and announce it today, there's a lot of rumors out there and speculation.
Yeah, there'll probably be 2 fights that weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Interesting. I mean, is that something we might see going forward? Is this just a freak occurrence? I mean,
Yeah, it's just anything is possible these days. But I mean, there's
Germany and Brazil
yeah,
on May 31st.
2 days. You know, there's 2 fights on the same night. You know, what a lot of people don't understand, and I was trying to educate a lot of people through the whole Fight Pass thing when we were over in England, especially a lot of the Americans. We're going into Europe and we're going into these other countries and we're localizing these shows, putting them on free TV and doing all the things. That's how we built the market here. That's how we built the market in Brazil, Canada, and that's how we will build the market in Europe. You know, we've done everything the wrong way out there for the past 13 years, and now we got it right. Now we fixed it and we got it right. There's going to be times when, you know, there will be 2 fights, but Brazil will be packed and sold out. The ones in the UK will be, in Ireland and all these other places. You know, when people talk about too many fights, yeah, maybe there's too many fights for the Americans, and the Americans can't, not in Europe, not in Australia, not in a lot of these other countries that are starving for it. And now we're going to localize it and bring it in. If you want to stay a fringe sport, go on at 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning on TV. Yeah. That's how you stay a fringe sport. You go on prime time in their local area on the big networks, and that's how you build a business. And so that's what we're doing over there now.
People might have to understand, if you want to watch every single UFC fight, it might be too much for you,
right.
But you've got to be able to go.
Exactly. That's it. This is too much UFC. For you it is. Tone it down a bit. Watch 4 of them. Watch 500 of them. I don't give a shit what you do. You know, people start going crazy like there's too much for you. There's not too much for the rest of the world. And that's what we're doing when we're over there building that business. And, you know, I saw the negative comments about Fight Pass and all this stuff. Fight Pass is kicking ass. What, again, people over here don't realize is there are countries that are starved for it, and they want to see all this stuff, and they want to watch all the old content, you know? So while, yes, we might have a few people bitching about Fight Pass, I'm not buying Fight Pass. Another $10 for people around the rest of the world, it's a fucking home run for them. They can't get enough of it, and now they get these live fights too. And, you know, I don't know how many of you have had the opportunity, because most of you are at the fights, but to watch Fight Pass, it goes glitch-free. That thing, I mean, we really nailed that thing on the head. Yes, you know, there's more content that's going to go on to Fight Pass, and you know, as we continue to get it done, and we'll eventually have all the library up there, and then get new fights up there as soon as they happen. But other than that, it's great for people around the rest of the world. And yeah, there's 300 million Americans in the United States, and there's a lot of people who want to Fight Pass here. The rest of the world is a very big place. So
you need to work a deal with Chromecast. You can stream it live right from your laptop to your big TV.
Yeah,
it
well,
seamless.
that's the other thing too. We got it launched, we got it up. This thing is going to evolve and get better and better and better. Fight Pass is the future, you know. But
Chromecast is a $30 thing, dongle. You plug in the back of your TV and it streams live from your laptop. You can do it right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know any of that kind of shit. Somebody's got to come hook that stuff up for me. I don't know any of that stuff. All you techie guys know that stuff. I don't.
Since the launch, people have been comparing Fight Pass to the WWE Network, and you know, is that a fair comparison? I mean, do you look at it as competition? Do you look at it as something you should compare with, or is that a totally different thing?
Is it competition? No. I mean, there's people that watch WWE, and there's people that watch the UFC. You know, I don't care what the WWE is doing. It doesn't matter. Good for them. I hope they hit a home run and it's very successful for them. What we're doing is completely different than what they're doing. And, you know, you're always going to have people who are going to bitch, but Fight Pass has been a massive home run for us. Huge home run.
The impact for the UFC Fight Pass, like the UFC Network in Latin America?
Huh?
The impact for UFC Fight Pass, like the
Has,
UFC
yeah,
Network?
has it impacted UFC Network?
In Latin America?
No. Places where it's on TV, it's, you know, when you have it on free TV, you can't watch it in those countries. But I think this, I said it at the press conference, this last one went out to 176 countries or something like that. So it's been great.
Roughly, what is one of those costs to put on? Do you mind saying it? Just an estimate?
Cost.
Roughly what the production cost of putting on a Fight Pass?
It's the same as putting on any other fight.
Which is what? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's about $1.2 million. Yeah.
And that's just
depends on where you're going too.
Fighter.
Depends on what country you're in, and you know, when we do these fights, obviously the cheapest and the easiest place to do a fight is in Vegas. We're all in Vegas, that's where we are. But as we start going out into all these other parts of the world, you know, you've got, just the travel, the hotel. Then you got the production, putting on the actual production. Depends on where it is and what you need to do and what you need to supplement. Because if you go into an arena like the O2, it's a home run. I mean, that's a big, beautiful, brand new arena. But there's some places in Brazil we go that are, you've been there. You've been everywhere. I don't think you've missed a show. But, there's a lot of things you have to supplement. And it's a lot tougher to put on shows in different places than it is here. Is Mayweather going to fight? Well, what the? Mayweather might be in some trouble, man. Wow. Well, that's just the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. 911. Call 911. That's what the police are there for. I hope the fights happen, but I don't know. If that's true, if what's being said is true, then this would be like 3 strikes for him. He's been in trouble twice. This would be his 3rd time, and I know that I can't remember. I think it was the second one was going down. The DA was after him, man. He's going to be in a lot of trouble if that's true.
Maybe Rousey with a little street justice.
It's crazy.
It seems like this first event in Mexico is going to be a tough finale. So is it possible it's going to be also a pay-per-view, a number event, or is it going to be a fight night?
I don't know. I couldn't honestly answer that question.
But the plan is a tough finale.
The plan is to bring as many shows down to Mexico as we're doing in Brazil. That's the plan. So we're going to...
How fast could that happen?
We got to get the first one under our belt,
right.
See how it goes, and then go from there.
Do you have any idea what you're going to do next with Daniel Cormier? He said he's going to.
I don't know. I don't know yet. Obviously, the Glover Teixeira fight has to happen. Gustafsson looked amazing. He's next in line. So we'll see.
I mean, is that something where you would be willing to hold him out, or would you just let him?
Would I be willing to what?
Hold him out for that long, maybe 8 months, or would you just let him fight if he wants to fight?
Hold who out?
Daniel.
No, he'd have to fight again. I'm sure he'd want to fight again too. Yeah. Everybody's tied up though. If you look at the light heavyweight division right now, everybody has a fight that would fight Daniel Cormier. Look, we just had to pull that kid out of freaking, and fight that night. So, how about who did he say? Bader?
Does Bader have a fight?
Bader does have a fight, I think.
Speaking of selling out stadiums, how about the brand spanking new one that Jerry Jones has? That get taken
Yeah, no, we've been talking about that for a long time. It's the right time and the right fight. We can get that done.
Dana, this is completely random, but I promise I'd ask. I was out with DMX last night. Totally random. He wants to walk out. If Anderson Silva comes back, he'd like to walk him out, or Rashad Evans.
Oh, yeah?
What is your take on that?
Well,
could that ever happen?
The Anderson Silva fight makes sense. He walks into DMX. That's his song. Somebody tried to walk into that song on this card, and I wouldn't let him because that's Anderson's song. But yeah.
He was already playing with new lyrics. Anderson's gonna lose his mind in here.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right.
Sign him up.
Nice. I have the number.
Who was it on this card that tried to walk into Anderson's song?
I don't remember. One of the guys did, but I said no.
Any updates on Vitor? I mean, obviously he had to step away and get his medical things lined out. Any updates on when we might see him again?
I haven't talked to him, heard nothing. Obviously he's got a lot of work to do.
Not to bring up that whole TRT thing again, but this one.
Of course you want to bring it up. It's fun.
Then we'll
it's
let
fun
it die.
stuff for you guys.
We'll let it die. But I mean, when you guys
TRT will never die.
When you guys booked that fight, you didn't know that Nevada would ban it, but you knew that there was a possibility that they would turn his
We didn't care what was
down.
going to happen. He was going to come in and he was going to apply for a license and apply for his exemption just like everybody does.
So did you tell him at that point though, like, there's at least a chance that they're going to turn you down. Why don't you get off of this stuff until so that way he doesn't have to get off.
That was what was so crazy about the whole thing. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was on it. Everybody knew he was on it. Nevada knew he was on it. He came in and was asking for an exemption. you know, the guys who are on TRT look at the TRT like, this is what I need, this is my medicine from the doctor. Why would you get off it and go cold turkey and just be off TRT to go to the state of Nevada? Makes no sense.
Well, because he knew that there was a chance they weren't going to let him use it.
Right.
So essentially, if they
he
turned him down, then he was going to say, well, I'm not going to take that fight. Like, if he would have stopped earlier when the fight was announced, maybe they would have approved him for it, said you can get back on it. But by staying on it, then he effectively removes himself from that fight.
That makes no sense. That literally makes no sense. The guy's on TRT. He has a doctor's prescription for TRT. He's on it. He let the world know he was on it. Every time he fought somewhere, he asked for an exemption. He was tested pre and post fight. Tested for the. He should get off it to fly into the state of Nevada and apply for a license. That makes no sense.
Well, no, I was saying that he should.
Immediate ban? Do you think they should have maybe post or pre dated in the future? Rather than having an immediate ban on it for all fighters, do you think maybe they should have given everyone, hey, in 4 months it's going to be?
No, I think they should have banned it. I think they did the right thing. Yeah, I think they did the right thing. You know, everybody is going to have an opinion on TRT and what they think, but the right answer for everybody at the end of the day is for it to go away. Because first of all, what he's saying makes no sense to me, and obviously what I'm saying to him doesn't seem right to him. Then, right? Then we start talking about levels and no levels to ratios, and it's a nightmare. Nobody understands it. Nobody gets it. I think most commissions don't get it. So it should just be gone. It's too confusing. I believe that it is a performance-enhancing drug. If it wasn't a performance-enhancing drug, everybody wouldn't be fighting so hard to keep taking it, and it just needs to go away.
So my question to you was you weren't necessarily angry with Vitor, though, because you had said previously that if he got denied use of an exemption, and he's like, well, that means I can't fight in Vegas. I can't fight on May, what is it, 24th. But that would be a problem. But then, now the circumstances have said that, he stayed on it, and now he learns that he can't use it. So essentially, he was turned down at TUE. So now you're okay. Now you're okay.
Well, no, it's not that he was turned down at TUE. They banned it.
Right.
They banned it, and he's not licensed. He's not a licensed fighter there. That's the big issue. The big issue is that he's not licensed. He wasn't when he went there, and he's still not.
So it doesn't affect your relationship with him? I mean, obviously you went out of your way to defend him a lot of times along the way.
Well, I never defended him. I hit you with facts. I stated facts. It's not like I was defending. And then everything was always Vitor. Well, there's other guys that are on this stuff, not just Vitor. Right. But at the end of the day, the media got what they wanted. The media got what they wanted. He's banned. He's not fighting Chris Weidman. And the media got what they wanted.
What about that one test result that's out there?
No Chris Weidman fight with Vitor.
What about that one test result that's out there that the result hasn't been revealed yet? Do you think he should reveal that or sign off and allow the commission to reveal it? Or, he's...
That's up to him. That's up to him. I mean...
Are you privy to the result of it?
I am. And I don't understand that stuff either. I don't get it. Makes no sense to me. Another reason why it should be banned. Because nobody gets it. Nobody understands it. And then if you talk to 3 different experts, they all have different answers on what it means and what the ratio to the levels are and all this bullshit. Go away. Fucking go away. If you pop for something, then you used a performance-enhancing drug. You cheated, and now here's your 9-month suspension. Here's your fine. Go away. We'll see you in 9 months. I mean, it's pretty simple. But hey, wait, no, I had an exemption, and my ratios to my levels aren't this, and I just took a shot 3 hours ago, and if they would have tested me 3 days later, I would have fucking done. Go away, TRT.
Do you often think guys like Chael and Vitor can continue their careers and continue fighting, or do you think this is kind of the end for that kind of?
That's what we're gonna find out. We'll see. We'll see. And that would tell you it's a performance-enhancing drug. If they can't continue to perform and they can't fight at this level, then it's definitely a performance-enhancing drug, right? Or is it still confusing that wouldn't be? But no, it would be their medicine, and it's
depends on the ratio.
It's like if you had a headache and you didn't take a Tylenol. You could fuck with this shit all day long. You could go back and forth and come up with different. Just go away.
Is Chael going to be good with the Vanderlei fight?
I think so. I mean, I haven't heard otherwise. One of the things about Chael Sonnen, he's a very good communicator. So if Chael, felt that something was in jeopardy or something wasn't going to happen, he would let us know.
So you haven't got that fight done because of Vanderlei, not because of Chael?
Yeah. There's a lot more to that story than.
Please share.
We can't right now.
I mean, is it frustrating for you? Because obviously that's such a big fight.
This is a frustrating job. Shit happens to me every day. Every day when I get up. Although the last couple days have been pretty good. There hasn't been any shit the last couple days, but yeah, this is what we do. Shit pops up every day.
Is there any chance that just doesn't get done?
No. It'll get done. We'll get it done.
The Vanderlei's basically balking right now?
No, he's not balking at all. No. He's not balking, not even a little bit.
Just over money?
Nope. It's not over money either.
So
what else would it be? I can't tell you. It has to do with the show. It has to do with the show. That's all I tell you.
So you're saying we'll find that on Fight Pass? Doesn't do much for it.
Exactly. Exactly. We can revisit this in a couple months.
Going back to Belfort, is he now going to have to take another fight in order to get in a shot of the Weidman fight, or is he
No.
going to?
I mean, if he's ready to go and he can get licensed, he's good to go. Yeah.
Earlier this week, Kung Lee was kind of talking about this behind-the-scenes problem that having Tough China crew and experience, and they didn't really know what they were doing in censorship and stuff. Was that as much of a nightmare as it kind of made it seem?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that, though. Yeah, it was. We go into a new market, and yeah, it was tough. It was tough. We got it done, though.
New government.
Yeah, exactly.
That you're going to want to do again?
We're committed. We're in China. Yeah, we're going to China. We're committed to China. Yep.
So what do you do then with the Chinese guys that want the prospect? Do you have to take them up slowly? Obviously, you kind of start behind her.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, look at Australia. That's how Australia started. I mean, the first guy coming over from Australia was Elvis Sinisic, and these guys that came from, I think Elvis Sinisic might have been the only martial artist in friggin' Australia at the time, mixed martial artist. And, that's how it works. As you go into these different countries, it'll start to build and grow over time. But you got to start somewhere.
On Tough Brazil, what was the thought process on including the two women athletes? I think she's a basketball player and a volleyball player.
Right. So
They just didn't seem to know a lot about the sport.
right. So reality TV is a lot different in Brazil than it is in the rest of the world, what they like and what they get into. So Globo wanted to make some tweaks to the show, and that was their tweak.
In Brazil, has it been well received? 'Cause I just know in the States it hasn't. But
Oh, you didn't hear?
I
Yeah, the
haven't.
numbers were huge. Yeah.
I mean the women in specific, were they?
Oh, and women?
Did they work as well as they thought they would?
Oh, I don't. I mean, we pulled a huge number, so yeah. Huh? I think we did 12 million viewers. Yeah. So would you say the States didn't like it?
Just the adding the women
Oh.
as advisors.
It wasn't for the United States. It was for Brazil. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Cool.